Good flipping morning, everybody. It's another episode of Coffee and Color. Your color commentary, your humble host. Miami heading up to Indianapolis. Looks like we might be rolling out the trucks for Indy. Race cars are in the garage. And former Dolphins quarterback gets arrested. We'll talk about that and the game coming up soon.
Turner Yell makes the stop in the secondary for Denver. 1st and 10. The fake. Good block in there, and down it goes. Caught at the 30. This is the dynamic throw. He's in for 6. Tyreek Hill. Touchdown.
Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour, take a cold shower, scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder, and all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off, it's these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve it now. It's only worth it if you work for it.
Hopefully, Snoop is feeling the same way. I mean, I had a conversation with him as soon as I got back, and he was like, "Hey, Heem, you really do make a little bit of difference back here when you're back." And I'm just looking at him like, "Hey, man, I just play this game. I'm just trying to help you out." So, we just had those conversations, and honestly, it's been good. And you can tell he's feeling a little more relaxed in this offense, and that's what we need.
So you came away completely healthy with that chest over the bye?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm good now. So chest is doing good. I got I feel like my back's still tight, but other than that, I don't know if it's the age or not, but I'm just one of those things. It's all good.
The always consummate professional Raheem Mostert, everybody. Gotta love him. What a class act that guy is. Gives you a little hope for the future. Get a guy like that back, talking about how Huntley feels, much more, what's the word I love to use? Relaxed back there with Mostert in the lineup. Yeah, I'd imagine. I mean, for all Jalen Wright and what we love about him, he's still a rookie. You got a guy in there third week on the team. Of course, he's going to feel more confident with a guy like Raheem Mostert back there. And hey, we did improve a little last week. We'll go over all the numbers. I'm going to tell you right where we're at. I think we can get a dub. I think the team wants to get a dub. Some people are indifferent anymore. Some people don't care, but maybe that'll change if we change things. If not, then yeah, I guess we're going to continue to lose, and we're going to continue to talk about how to make this team better next year. I mean, what else would there be to talk about, right? So Dolphins have another chance to save their season and really make a mark in it. Pull ourselves up from the bottom of the dregs of the league. I mean, even if you're losing all your games and you don't care about winning, you should still at least not be last in the league. Come on. I'm going to go over the projections. Y'all know I love to. Just because we're losing I'm going to keep the same energy. Just like we all tell y'all to do. Everybody expects me to keep the same energy. I'm going to talk to you about the projections, how bad they are. And just like last year when they were great, how quickly they can change both ways. In the meantime, you might have heard, actually, I found out from Tyreek. Tyreek tweeted something about it. Then the text messages started to flow in from the team. According to Adam Wells, this is on Bleacher Report from TMZ. Ex-NFL quarterback Jay Cutler arrested on DUI, possession of a handgun, and more charges. And what are those charges, you might ask? Well, the former quarterback for the NFL, last played in 2017 for the Miami Dolphins, was arrested for an alleged DUI, possession of a handgun, and also charged with failure to exercise due care and violation of implied consent law while under the influence. Now, if any of you are wondering what that may infer or imply, that is, or what does implied consent mean? That's likely referring to refusal of a sobriety test. It seems that in Franklin County, Tennessee, much like Florida, your possession of your driver's license is implying consent to whatever sobriety tests there are required by law. And so in Florida, I'm not a lawyer, always seek real legal advice, but in Florida, if you refuse a breathalyzer or refuse a roadside sobriety test, your license is immediately revoked, confiscated by the police officer, and is no longer valid for an entire year. That's immediate. That doesn't even have to be judged. Because right at the bottom of your license, it says that possession of that license implies consent to any sobriety test required by law. So it seems like he's being charged with violating implied consent. Likely that means he refused the sobriety test, allegedly, of course. The Franklin Police Department confirmed to TMZ that Cutler was booked into Williamson County Jail and released after posting a $5,000 bond. More details have not been available at this time. The 41-year-old ex-quarterback had a 12-year career. And his best time was obviously with the Broncos, I think people would agree. But he did finish out his career as a Miami Dolphin, playing under Adam Gase, defeating the Patriots on Monday night. Let's not forget. But rumors are not true that the Miami Dolphins have been in contact with Jay Cutler for quarterback duties now that he's been arrested. There is no truth to any of those rumors yet. But as most people on Twitter would say, as soon as there's news about any quarterback in the league, or any player for that matter, hashtag bring him home. I mean, if Brady can do it and Rodgers can do it, why not Cutler, right? But there are no truth to those rumors. And I'm not starting them here. What's up, Scummy? How's it going, everybody? Hit the like button. I see some of you trickling in on this Friday morning. Overcast, muggy, but not hot Friday morning in South Florida. I say not hot with a grain of salt. It's about 77 degrees and quite muggy. But that's after a cold front came through. So we did get our first cold front of the year, of the fall season, come through the past couple days. It's been a little rainy, got a little cool for a minute, been real windy. Now the winds down here for this front been coming in a little stronger than even Milton gave us down here. Not quite. So I would love to say good morning to everybody. First one in chat, Manolo Rivera. How you doing, Rivera? Flava J. Nene, good morning, Nene. Looks like Nene's finally done with her latest round of studying, book crunching, whatever they used to call it. What'd you all call it? Cram studying or something? Or those of y'all in college? And of course, before I continue, I would love to thank Adam Sadowski using his 17-month membership chat. Appreciate you being a member for so long, Adam. Happy Friday. Love these morning shows. TFTG. Yeah, I appreciate you being here to love them, man. I wouldn't do it if there wasn't, maybe if there was 0 people watching, I wouldn't be doing it. But I'll talk to one person. I don't care. It's easier to talk on the phone. Lewis says, hit the tank button for my man Cutler. Yep. Maybe that's what we'll call it going forward, Lewis, until the team proves otherwise, right? We'll just call it the tank button around here. Hit the tank button for Lewis. Lewis is a proponent of immediately getting Skyler back into the saddle. Which would be kind of fun to watch, to be honest with you. I ain't making no bets. I would probably bet Lewis right now that Huntley has a 250-yard passing game long before I bet him that Skyler is going to win a game. But hey, we all are entitled to feel the way we do about our favorite football team, and I can't say I blame Lewis in the slightest. Tim Dub, what's up, man? Suicide Hotline, that's also Michael K, as y'all know, who recently became a member of Miss Finn's. Shout out to Michael K, spreading the love around. We all know he has a crush on Miss Finn's. Now it's official. He is a member of the Miss Finn's channel now. So that's pretty cool. Pretty boy FPV, what's up, man? Aquavision, how you doing, buddy? Already said hi to Adam because he was so kind enough to be a member for so long. Ms. Relentless helping me out, of course, with parking for some games. Appreciate that so much. I know I'm pouring it on, but people don't realize how much I actually appreciate that because it's quite a long walk from Gray Parking. We all saw Scummy. No, we haven't cut to it yet, but we're getting close. When Lewis is actually on board with you now on cutting to us, so we're getting really close, Scummy. Now, if you really want to make the joke land really well, like Leslie Nielsen style, then after we cut Tua, the day after we cut Tua, you need to ask that same question. That would be absolutely hilarious. I probably already spoiled it, but all these ding-a-lings won't remember I said that anyway. And you don't talk to nobody in DM, so how am I supposed to quietly tell you how to make the joke really good? I did find some exclusive footage of Scummy the other day. I have to pull that back up and show it to y'all. It's pretty funny, actually. S. Harris, how's it going? S. Harris just here to watch me complain. I know it. I know it's like he must like watching car wrecks or something. He's that guy in traffic that's holding everybody up. Looking at the traffic, the accident, like honk honk, move on, S. Harris. Dolphin Don, how's it going? Brevard, huh? I'm over in Palm Beach County area. Home of the great Fred Taylor and the great Jacoby Brissett. Oh, and a few others. As I found out a few days, a couple weeks ago, we pulled up that list of how many guys actually came from Palm Beach County. We always talk about the Miami-Dade Broward boys, but man, we got quite a few in the league from here too. I was quite surprised. NFL is lit. What's up? Resident Chargers fan, everybody. Yeah, pump fake, that happens quite a bit. Lit. I mean, we go through this process of getting ready for storms. Some of us have done it for so long that it just becomes second nature. And so, I always say, forgive me if I seem, insensitive to people about it that are concerned, that don't know as much, that aren't as informed or as It's not like all of us are into the weather like me. So, I get it that people, when people don't know, they get apprehensive. So I don't always mean to be so insensitive because we do take it very seriously. But it's one of those things like, yeah, we've seen this rinsed and repeated so many times because every storm becomes a Cat 5 somewhere. I mean, it just happens, and they're really not as frequent as event making landfall on the US as people think. We've had a few, certainly, and we've had a few recently with it, if you're talking the last 20 years, quite a few, but just at that strength, when you're talking about a Hugo style, Andrew style, Camille style landfall, they just, we have to prepare for that. But we do quite often see them, kind of take a certain trajectory that makes it better for us, or weaken a certain way, or whatever the case may be. That's not to downplay their danger, because I don't want anybody to think that that's to get used to that. But as a Floridian who's been here for most of my life, what are you supposed to do? You know what I mean? Like we just don't run around like Chicken Little. You know what I mean? That's actually creates more dangerous a situation. That's when you get like traffic jams for no reason and stuff like that, or you know, all kinds of other things that come from impatience. What's up, Dakota? How's it going? The Jets motivator. This dude's the coolest Jets fan I've ever met. I really didn't, I never could believe that there was a Jets fan as cool as this dude. But yeah, he likes the atmosphere around here because y'all are cool Dolphin fans. So, you know, that's always good. Lewis, once again, good morning. Hope your work day is going all right. I used to hate driving, man. That was the one thing I hate. I didn't realize how much I hated driving until I had a job with a service van. Ugh. Willow Star Dragon. That's Mr. Dragon. Good morning to you too. Of course, Michael K showing off his membership with the member chat. 19 months, so you get a free super chat every month for your membership. So this is like a super chat. It was a gift. Might have to join for real. Yeah, you might want to do that for her, dude. I mean, Miss Finns deserves it. So do we. Everybody become a member, just like Michael K, just like Adam Sadowski, just like many others in the chat. And I almost made it to the end here. I almost caught up here. We got Daniel Grassi. How's it going? Mansa Chill. And the most delusionalist Patriots fan in the Dolphins community. Delusional Patriots fan. And with that, anybody else that comes in after delusional gets an extra special hello and good morning. They just don't know it yet. So hit the like button so everybody does know. Visit tftgnetwork.com, bookmark it, make it your homepage. So that way, every time you open your browser, you get a big smile from yours truly. No, I'm just kidding. That's not what's on the homepage. But what is on the homepage is all of our content, links to all of our content on YouTube, all of our socials, all over the social media networks, Twitter, and the like. Plus the shop, the TFTG shop, where you can get really cool things that we've come up with over the last couple years with you guys on the show. So you guys have had a part in making our merch store. What's up, Sean? How's it going? My OT? Who's my OT? Oh, yeah, my OT. Oh, yeah, big news, everybody. according to some news site that doesn't edit very well, the Dolphins offensive tackle Bradley Chubb is close to returning. Good morning, Nene. Nene, also a member. Thank you very much. Yeah, apparently our offensive tackle Bradley Chubb is, getting closer and closer to getting back to form. As Red, White, and Bills shared an article with me this morning, and that was the headline. No, I'm not. I am purposely saying that, making that mistake. But yes, that is what the headline said. So apparently we've got a new offensive tackle that happens to go by the same name as our one of our linemen, or our edge linebackers. So yeah, there's that. I mean, if you probably want, if you're lazy enough to have AI do your writing for you, you should probably at least take the time to proofread it. I mean, you can't even read your own. That's lazy. I mean, that's like, I don't even got to get up in the morning. I've already set AI to write me an article at 7 a.m. and I don't even have to get out of bed to be doing work now. Well, there you go. Way to expose yourself. You're completely discredited. And guess what? You have to start over now. Create a whole new user account and start the whole shebang all over because you couldn't proofread one article. Good job. Oh, wow. Yeah, I know. I'm being a cynic this morning. What else can I be? I have to go over this game with y'all coming up, and I believe we can actually win it. I believe we actually want to win it. But there's a lot of people that are just completely indifferent to it now, and I understand. But those people are going to have to suffer because we're going to have to go through this. And I'm going to have to, I'm coming at it from a guy who thinks we should, can, and want to win. So it may sound disgustingly homerish this morning to some people's ears, but I apologize in advance for that. I'm not trying to come at anybody. Just want my team to win and going to tell you how we can do it. Not going to tell you we will, just going to tell you how. It's actually very easy. And it's not what y'all might think. So we'll get into that right after I make sure there's nothing else to bring to the table that's new. It's Kane's 89's birthday. Vamos Gatos. Kane's is in chat. Happy birthday. I'm not singing for you. Not this morning. But anyway, how's everybody? How's the team out there? I didn't post the link. I done forgot. If somebody wants to post it in the group text. But and if enough people scream at me, maybe I'll post it in chat, but I really don't want to get involved into a panel today for very long. I just don't have the energy for it this early in the morning, unless you guys are very, very well behaved. But anyway, let's get into this game. I don't know what else to say about Jay Cutler. It seems like a simple DUI arrest. I mean, not simple for him, but not much else news on it. But as a joke, as comedy, would you guys entertain a 41-year-old Jay Cutler? Toss the ball around to Reek and Waddle and Jonu? Oh, man. Tell you what. Before we get into the game, I'm going to go ahead and play this full interview from Mostert that I opened the show with, the clip I opened the show with for y'all. It's only like 4 minutes long. But, I mean, the guy is a really, like, a good professional, and maybe it might spark some kind of encouragement in y'all that we do actually still have focus. Because I think when we start looking in deeper into the numbers on the season, as bad as our offense has been, our defense is good enough to have salvaged 2 wins and put us in a position where if just these things are corrected, mainly execution, and I know that seems so simple and so obvious, and that is the game. But there was a point we were executing, and it didn't matter if the defenses knew what we were doing. See, this whole idea that McDaniel's been figured out and all that, it's only because we're not executing. Everybody's figured out when you're not executing. It's very easy to figure out a team when they're not executing. You all figure it out. You all know exactly how to beat us because you're fans of the team. You know exactly where our weaknesses are at. We can't fix soft. Okay, for those of you that believe we're just soft, there ain't nothing to fix that. There's nothing I'm going to say that's going to convince you otherwise. That just has to come along with somebody being harder and proving otherwise. That takes time, if at all. I'm not here to try to convince anybody this team it's soft. But they are professionals. And it got me thinking. I heard, was listening, I forget who it was, somebody up here with Channel 12, which is the CBS affiliate in Palm Beach County. I don't know who the guy was. Somebody from their local sports team was basically saying, look, all these teams in the AFC East have made moves for wide receivers, for star wide receivers. You got Buffalo getting Amari Cooper. You got the Jets getting Devontae Adams. And everybody wonders why we're sitting on our hands and all that or the other. And it's because the Dolphins believe that we have 2 superstars, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. And that at some point, and some others, the running backs, Jonnu Smith, whatever. But he's like, the Dolphins believe at some point these guys will be superstars, that they are. And if it don't happen, it don't happen. And Jermaine, I might disagree a little bit just because everybody has learned how to defeat a triple option wishbone attack since high school. Yet Georgia Tech still rolls people with it back in they don't anymore. They changed their system, but they would still roll people with it because it doesn't matter sometimes if you know what the offense is going to do. Some things are just unbeatable. Oh, I forgot to add OBJ. The gentleman did mention OBJ, Jermaine. You're right. He mentioned OBJ with Tyreek, Waddle, and OBJ. In other words, like we already made that move. You're correct. Yeah, that's what he was meaning. My apologies for leaving out OBJ. I didn't mean to do that. He was pointing out Tyreek, Waddle, OBJ. We've got the Amari Coopers and the Devontae Adams of the world already. It's time for them to be those guys. Nobody's going to tell me that 63 points or whatever we've scored all year and 12 points per game is all on the quarterback. Y'all have said it wasn't all on Tua all this time. Well, Tua was a part of it for 2 games. this year and more last year. So this idea that it's all on the quarterback, no, it wasn't for Tua and it's not for Huntley. I'm not going to talk about Skyler. He's an injured player anyway. Arguably injured too often, if you want to at least go there. So did I, Red, White, and Bills. This is why I ain't out on the season yet. They have one more game to prove to me they can step up for any quarterback and get a win. A confident win. One more game for me. Then I'm right where Lewis is at. Because that's proof to me that this team is not going to step back up for Tua either. Well, Red, White, and Bills, I'm sorry to say, as a Dolphins fan, I could never envision the Bills winning a Super Bowl under any circumstances. But a perfect amalgamation between the two teams, no. I think you guys are already that type of team. You just might need a couple of our guys to push you over the edge. The irony is we only need one of your guys to push us over the edge. That's the irony. But you guys perform. You guys actually execute. So it don't matter if you've got a bunch of guys that are just behind our guys. It don't matter. If our guys aren't executing, it don't matter if they're Jerry freaking Rice. Jerry Rice wasn't Jerry Rice because he's just born Jerry Rice. He's Jerry Rice because he put the work in and he stepped up and he played every down, just like Tom Brady. That's the part people just keep throwing out the window and forgetting. Tyreek Hill didn't become Tyreek Hill from just being fast and existing. He became Tyreek Hill because he put the work in, got himself open for his quarterback to throw the ball to him. Well, he's not doing that now. And at 12 points a ball game with no touchdowns or one touchdown, you're not going to tell me he is and it's just a failure at the quarterback. Our offensive line is fine. That's the first thing I'm going to talk about today, the offensive line. I've done it all week for the past 2 weeks, and people just want to keep ignoring it and keep over and over and over again how bad our offensive line is, how they keep blaming Greer for not getting an offensive line. Well, guess what? He did. Y'all can make fun of Butch Berry all you want. He's getting the job done. I don't know what you people are looking at. Is it perfect? No. Are we top 10? No. Does our quarterback have 9 out of 10 dropbacks without any pressure? Yes. Against New England, did our quarterback have 1 out of every 5, have 4 out of every 5 dropbacks without pressure? Yes. Is our offensive line ranked 16th in run block win rate? Yes. Is that perfect? No. Is it the 32nd ranked Las Vegas Raiders? No. Is it the 20th ranked Minnesota Vikings? No. Is it the 31st ranked San Francisco 49ers? No. In pass block win rate. That's supposed to be our weakness. Are we 12th ranked in the league in pass block win rate? Yes. Is that perfect? No. Can it be improved upon? Maybe. Can it get worse? Maybe. Is it the 32nd ranked Los Angeles Chargers? No. Is it the 26th ranked Houston Texans? No. It's not even the 13th ranked Green Bay Packers. So don't tell me we can't get better. Don't tell me we can't start scoring. Don't tell me that this isn't an issue of our team stepping up and doing their job. Has our quarterback that's backing up Tua gotten better from one week to the next? Yes. Much better? No. Can he get better another week? Maybe. I mean, what are we talking about here? Are we 0-5? No. Are we third in the division? No. Are we second in the division? Yes. If we beat the Colts, do we have a chance of being in the playoffs? Like in the 7th seed now? Yes. Would Tua make the team better? I might agree with context, but again, it doesn't matter until the team does their job. Because if the team continues to play the way they have on offense, Tua puts up one touchdown more a game. That still doesn't get us wins. I mean, it would get us a win just like last week against the Patriots. Sure, it might look a little better. But unless all that other stuff gets better, unless the superstars start being superstars, 12th ranked offensive line in pass block ain't going to do nothing for you. And Marketeer, I agree. Colts is an important game. And the respect that this is it for me. What it's going to prove to me, even if we lose this game, if it's respectable and we're actually producing something, then I believe Tua can still go on an 8-3 run and we can still make some noise, because what y'all fail to realize is if Tua goes on an 8-3 run, and let's say not all three of those are the better teams, and we beat some of the better teams, why would that immediately assume we're going to be one and done in the playoffs, even if we just squeeze in? We likely would be, but I'm just saying, why would we assume that when we're to get to that 8-3 run, we'd have to, I've said it all off season. Our schedule is too strong to rack up 11 wins without us being real. That's as simply as I can put it. As colloquially as I can put it. If we get to 10 wins this year, because of, let's say, an 8-3 run that we know Tua can go on, if you set us up with a bunch of bad teams, we know we could go 8-3. Now, again, this is predicated upon the team not being what they've been for the past 5 ball games. Well, longer than that. Because this is stuff we were supposed to have fixed in the offseason, given that we've been playing this way since Dallas last year. We're lucky that this dry spell, if you want to call it that, we're lucky that it's been bridged between 2 seasons. Otherwise, we would be like 1-8 right now. We'd be like 2-9 right now. So I understand why people are talking about it's over. Because from those people's perspective, correctly so, we're a 2-9 team right now. And we can't avoid that. ESPN analytics can't avoid that. Which is why they give us a 29% chance of winning this game. Despite only being 3-point underdogs in an away game where the home team's getting 3 already. Right, Kadeem, we would be the Jaguars. Good morning, Kadeem. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good afternoon to you, Kadeem. Everybody, you know Kadeem. One half of the great Go Time Dolphins podcast. And make sure you're going over to Go Time and subscribing to them. Bringing Dolphins content across the pond to the UK. I mean, we've still got a lot to work with. If you're the type of person that believes people can improve week to week in a season, that a few games doesn't dictate who you are just yet, as long as you've got a chance. Now, if you're talking about what's it all for because we're going to lose draft position, all that, and we're off of Tua anyway, then again, I would just remind you that team has to execute no matter who and what we do going forward. And if that team is executing, I think that most people would actually be pleasantly surprised at how good we could be consistently. We got the guys. They're just not performing. I don't understand what we're going to do. We're going to replace them with a bunch of guys and what, flip a coin and say whether they perform or not? This problem has to be fixed now. We have to decide at some point to let a team fail if that's what it's going to do. There is nothing I can do. If I hire you to clean my apartment and I pay you ahead of time, guarantee you the money, and you don't clean my apartment, why am I a sucker if you advertise that you clean apartments? Likewise, why would Chris Greer have made a bad decision because another human being doesn't want to perform his job? What is he supposed to do? But put a roster together and say, here you go, coach. You should be able to win with this. I didn't remember hearing anybody say when McDaniel walked into the building that we shouldn't be able to win with this roster. When we brought Tyreek in and then Jalen Ramsey, I don't remember anybody saying we shouldn't be able to win with this roster. It's the same roster. Hey, if it's on McDaniel and he's figured out and he needs to adjust, that's something he needs to execute. It still comes down to execution, no matter who you're talking about on the team. Chris Greer has executed his job. You may not like his choices. Some of those choices have been failures. Some of them have been successes. You can judge him on no wins if you want in the playoffs. Okay, fine. That's a failure. But he's executed his job. He can't execute for the players. No more than your boss can drive your company vehicle for you. I mean, it's that simple. So what I'm saying is no matter what the intentions are for this season when it comes to tanking and all that other nonsense, hey, I'm fine with that. But I expect execution. If they want to gut the team and the team we have left executes to their best ability and we lose, and that's the order of the day, I can accept that. I cannot accept purposely losing. Sorry. I just can't. You can call it a personality flaw if you want. It may not make me cool. Whatever. I just can't accept it. I'll go to my grave saying that. I mean, people have gone to their grave saying much worse. Let's see what Raheem has to say in this full 4 minutes here.
Important to just reestablish a running game this weekend.
Yeah. It's very important, especially after what we did against the Patriots. Just trying to get back in the rhythm of the run game, and it's showing how important it is still. I'm always going to be a big advocate within the run game. So if we can come out here and right off the jump, put our foot down and establish the line of scrimmage and carry the ball and ease everything up for Snoop, and it'll go a long way. But I'm excited about this week. I'm excited about what we got going on.
I was going to ask you about that because Snoop said,
Oh, what do you got going on? He must not have got the memo.
he's feeling more comfortable learning the playbook just to help him so you balance it out?
Yeah, it's all about a balance, You can't do one thing without the other. You need the pass game to complement the run game and the run game to complement the pass game. And that's something that we try to focus on this week in particular, because we see a lot of stuff on the offensive side of the ball that we can attack and exploit in the run game.
Getting you going, Anish and Jalen right, and then maybe if Devon Achane can come back at some point. Just what kind of could you put out a three-headed monster almost if all you guys are?
I mean, yeah, we definitely could. But we got to focus on our individual games, of course, and we're just excited about the opportunity to go out here and try to run against the Colts. They got a good defense though. They got Franklin at the linebacker position and speed. They both are great linebackers that are running down. And they're pretty fast, and they're making plays for themselves. So, and then the D line, I was told that maybe Buck is coming back, DeForest Buckner. I'm very familiar with him back in my San Francisco time with him, and he's a playmaker. He's a stud, and he's a guy that is gonna do everything in his power to make sure he plays a good game. So. There's going to be a challenge, but we're excited for the challenge.
There's a lot to be said for having a bye at the end of the year, leading into the playoffs and all. But given that you guys hit a rough patch with those 3 games, did the bye coming early sort of become a blessing for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it came at the right time. Just because, we came off of a 3-game losing streak, and then we ended up winning against the Patriots. And yeah, it feels like. I'm happy that it happened early. Yeah, it's going to be tough because we have a long stretch, but, we're not the only team in the league that had a bye week that week. So we're just excited, man, to move on and focus. Our focus right now is the Colts.
Does it feel like a fresh start?
In a way it does. When you're able to win against a division opponent, against, the Patriots, and then have the bye week, it almost feels like a reset in a way, but we're getting guys back. Guys are feeling good, and that's the most important thing. We were able to utilize our bye week.
Obviously, you were off a couple of weeks, but have you guys noticed on film that teams are defending the outside zone differently, or is it same as last year?
Not necessarily. I think it's just been cumulative of the entire offense and how we've been rolling thus far, with the injuries and everything like that. But in the grand scheme of things, in particular, I know me coming back, it felt like I felt like it was a little bit of a weight. I felt like I was able to come back and produce at a good pace, a good level, given my injury that I had with my chest. So, I felt like it was just a kickstart the offense a little bit, and hopefully, Snoop is feeling the same way. I mean, I had a conversation with him as soon as I got back, and he was like, "Hey, Raheem, you really do make a little bit of difference back here when you're back." And, I'm just looking at him like, "Hey, man, I just played this game. I'm just trying to help you out." So, we just had those conversations, and honestly, it's been good. And you can tell he's feeling a little more relaxed in this offense, and that's what we need.
So you came away completely healthy with that chest over the bye?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm good now. So chest is doing good. I feel like my back's still tight, but other than that, I don't know if it's the age or not, but I'm just one of those things. It's all good.
Huh. Well, there you go. Mostert feeling healthy, feeling strong. Huntley feeling relaxed. God, I love him using that word. That gives me a little bit of confidence. Yeah, do what John Featherland says. Hit the like button, everybody. And Fish Whistle, you may end up being proven right. Well, first of all, yes, Mostert should be a team captain. But also, we may just need a new coach. I mean, again, this game is it. I mean, it's it in the respect that if we just completely look like garbage, then there ain't nothing Tua is going to be able to do. Let's be real. But if we go out there and we put together a real respectable win, even a respectable loss, then it's time to go on an 8-3 run. We need to go on an 8-4 run right now where we're at. We got 12 games left in the season. It's a 12-game season. If we go 8-4 on this schedule, that's pretty solid. Especially if we're going into the playoffs on a hot streak. I mean, it's not over, guys. It's only over if the team quits. I know it's over for some fans. I get all that. We can have those discussions come Monday morning. You know what I mean? But this game is going to tell us everything we need to know. It's not the Patriots. It's not some garbage team. I mean, they're not the upper echelon, but they have intentions. They're 3-3. They've got a flat 0 point differential on the season, which is technically not great, but Dolphin fans would be dying for a 0 point differential right now. We're at plus 53, which means that we've had 53 more points scored on us than we've scored against our opponent. That, you know what it means. We're 2-3. Somehow 2-3 with a 53 point differential. If there's some moniker of correction, we should be able to consistently beat teams according to the roster. I mean, again, I'm in agreement. I gotta find who it was. Maybe I'll try to play the audio. I don't know if we would get hit for it or not. But the guy laid it down on the line. We got our superstars. The reason Buffalo and the Jets went and got a couple superstars is because we got superstars. They need to start superstarring. They need to get over that it ain't Tua back there and just start superstarring. It is what it is. What is Amari Cooper or Devontae Adams going to do for their team if they don't get them the ball? Agreed. To further your point, Kadeem, as I mentioned yesterday, the Green Bay Packers started the season 2-5 last year. Everybody probably thinks it's over for the Saints. Well, with all their guys healthy, they were putting up 90 some points in 2 games. Good morning, Shekel. By the way, good morning, Jermaine and AP Ryan. I see y'all coming in. Jose. It's amazing how many people, how many differing opinions there are in this fan base. It really is. Jose thinks our defense is horrible. I disagree, but we'll get into that. Yeah, I think Bo Nix is going to be fine too, AB. He looked actually like a pretty strong, dude. Not just strong. He looked mentally strong too, as well as being more strong than I thought he would look physically. What's up, Scott? And yeah, who said it earlier about Greg Camarillo. Yeah, Greg Camarillo definitely did not get the memo back in the day. He definitely did not get the memo. So our opponent, as I brought up our rankings, real quick, let me run through the defense side of the ball too. In pass rush win rate, the Dolphins are ranked 17th. Obviously, losing Jalen Phillips is killed that. But, we're looking to get Chubb back. Hopefully, Weaver can continue to coach up Chop. Sucks that he needs to be coached up, but it is what it is. Our run stop win rate, we are ranked 12th. Not too bad. Not great, but not terrible. The Colts, on the other hand, they have the 23rd ranked pass rush win rate and the 11th ranked run stop win rate. So you could say they're sort of like us on defense, although we're a little better in pass rush. So that's maybe a +1 for Miami there on defense. On offense, they have the 23rd ranked pass block win rate as opposed to our 12th. However, they have the 6th ranked run block win rate. So they are going to try to run the ball on us, which happens to be where we've been suffering, especially if they attack our edge. The key is going to be, can we keep them out of the end zone? Now, the way they would score, obviously, with the 6th ranked run block win rate, the way they would want to score is near the goal line by running the ball. Unfortunately, that's right into our weakness. We are 30th in the league in stopping rushing touchdowns. However, on the other token, in stopping passing touchdowns, the Dolphins are ranked number 1. We do not give up passing touchdowns. So, it's kind of one of those things. Do the Colts try to test that and regress that number to the mean? Or do they just rely on or expect us not to fix our running problems and just rely on their running game totally? Obviously, that's going to depend a lot on Jonathan Taylor and his injury status. And I can pull that up real quick, as well as the Dolphins. I'm just going off of Pro Football Reference. By the way, they're listed as a West Coast offense and a 4-3 defensive alignment, just like the Miami Dolphins. Their Week 7 injury report, according to Pro Football Reference, last updated yesterday. I'm seeing Anthony Richardson full practice, and Jonathan Taylor did not practice with an ankle injury. Excuse me. Their raw rankings on offense and defense. They don't have all of them filled in for some reason. Red zone. Let's see. 8th on 3rd down. That's another place that the Dolphins are number 1. That would be 3rd down percentage on offense. Miami converts more 3rd downs than any team in the league. Isn't that a daisy? Who knew? Oh, I know who knew. People that are paying attention. The Colts are ranked 26th in passing yards, 20th in passing touchdowns, and 15th in interceptions, while the Dolphins are ranked third in yards, 26th in yards, 32nd in touchdowns, and 16th in interceptions. While on defense, they rank third in yards, first against the passing touchdown, and 18th in interceptions. And I'll go ahead and correct the Colts offense because I was reading the wrong line. They are ranked 13th in passing, 6th in touchdowns, and 27th in interceptions. So it looks like our guys could have a chance to eat in the secondary. Their quarterback's throwing quite a few interceptions so far, being 27th ranked. If that's not backwards, of course. They just have 27th in interceptions. So that would be interceptions thrown on offense. 27th ranked, that means they have a high number. On defense, they're ranked 26th against the passing yards, 20th against touchdowns, and 15th against interceptions. So 20th ranked, 26th ranked against passing yards. That, maybe we ought to think about passing to open up the run a little more this week. I mean, their defense against rushing, well, then again, they're 31st ranked against rushing yards, 17th against touchdowns, and 19th. I'm sorry, that's yards per attempt. Ranked 19th. So obviously that's something we can exploit on the defensive side of the ball for them if we just run it. I think the only one ranked worst would be probably the Patriots. Probably have a better ranked running defense than that. We're 18th against the yards rushing, 30th against touchdowns. And that's what I was saying. We are 30th ranked against touchdowns, against rushing touchdowns. So we got to keep them off the goal line. And we certainly can't give up big runs. I mean, our offense is so abysmal that just about anything would improve our rankings. We're 32nd in touchdowns, 26th in yards. I mean, just about anything would improve that. On the Dolphins side of the ball, Cam Smith had a full practice. Poyer was limited, Ogba limited, David Long limited, Kendall Lamb, Mohamed Kamara, Javon Holland, all limited. Devon Achane, full practice. So we are going into this game fairly healthy. Well, I mean, AB, is Eichenberg still playing bad? Haven't heard his name much. Well, again, what happens, AB, is that people are scrutinizing so hard on the offensive line now that when they see a guy get pancaked one time, they're like, "Oh, our offensive line is still trash." And they don't realize that we're actually like we're better now. We are actually better now. Because if you couple the 12th ranked pass block win rate, and you couple that with the fact that Tua had an 11% pressure rate, Huntley started off his first game with 25%, And then last week against the Patriots, it was 13%. Which, by the way, helped us win no different than it does Tua. You know what I mean? As you guys have always pointed out. Skyler's was 45%. I would say part of that is him being bad as a quarterback as well, because the quarterback does affect the pressure rate somewhat. But it was still bad against the Seahawks. It just was bad, Exactly, Kadeem. And while I'll agree, though, 12th ranked is not perfect. That's not top 10. That's not top 5. But there are teams in this league that are winning right now that aren't throwing away their whole season that are ranked much worse than we are on offensive lines. So that's kind of where the real point lies, There are the 49ers. Who would have known? Worst run block win rate in the league. Who would have ever thought that? They ran all over the last team they played. Yeah, but I mean, you can disagree, but you're disagreeing with people that have counted it, Ryan. So by all means, if you want to challenge them, that's fine. I would too. I'd go and count how many times you actually see that. Maybe they're being disingenuous. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying that somebody for them is counted. I'm checking now, Lou. Oh. Well, looky there. Far be it from me to be one of these people that brings up PFF, but since that's been the measure, there you go. According to PFF, Teron Armstead among offensive tackles this season, 90.5 grade in pass block, 91.5 in run block. That's first for run and second for passing. We've got the second ranked pass blocking offensive tackle in the league right now and the first ranked run blocking tackle. Now, some have pointed out in the chat, in the thread here, like, doesn't matter when you can't stay on the field. That's fair. But I really just wish people would pump the brakes a little on continuing to trash our offensive line. Our superstars are not executing. That is why we're losing. It just is. What's up, Hellcat?
What up?
Not much. I was just about to run through the tail of the tape for the game real quick, since it's Friday. That's usually what I do on Friday.
Yeah.
This one will only take me a second. The weird thing is, and I want to get your opinion on this, Cap, before, after you say whatever you'd come up to say, if you have anything to say. The over-under for the game is 43.5. 1 o'clock start. Miami getting 3 points, 3-point underdogs in Indianapolis. So you could argue that's almost a pick 'em. However, ESPN Analytics has the Colts with a 70.5% chance to win this game and 29.2 for Miami. Is that odd to you? We're plus 140 on the money line, and the Colts are minus 165.
Say that again?
We're plus 140 on the money line. Colts are minus 165.
So a couple things, right? First of all, I put the Dolphins to win on a big parlay, and that along with the Giants plus 3 points and the Seahawks plus 3 points. Those are the 3 games I'm worried about on my freaking giant parlay I put together with pick'ems. Anyhow, here's the thing, right? Miami historically has struggled against rushing quarterbacks. Now, there was a time there where it looked like, outside of Lamar Jackson popping one for the length of the field here and there, we've been all right. I'm just wondering, is the line this way and the expectations of ESPN this way because of Anthony Richardson's ability to run? Because I know it isn't his ability to throw the ball accurately. That's for damn sure. It's weird, right? Like Anthony Richardson with a hip injury. How healthy is that hip? Can he take shots? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the weird thing is the what it really seems like is that the bettors don't agree with ESPN analytics and think Miami is going to correct a bunch of stuff in a very loud away stadium. And I'm not sure I can understand sort of if the analytics are factoring in the fact that Miami has not done well in loud road games. I mean, that has to be where they're coming from. Whereas the bettors are not even paying attention to that, thinking, oh, well, if Miami corrects their stuff, they're so good that they could beat anybody. They could beat people on Mars. You know what I mean?
Well, with the team we possess offensively, we should be beating people on Mars.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Of
Problem
course.
is,
but we haven't demonstrated in 2 seasons that we can do it in a loud, noisy away game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dome at that.
And bettors usually take that into consideration. So it's weird that we're only 3-point dogs in their stadium.
I don't know if that's weird because, again, Anthony Richardson, they're just not.
No, I would expect us to be like 5-point dogs.
No, I don't think so. To me, with the team Miami possesses and them being on the road against a team with an offense people don't really know, but let's not forget Jonathan Taylor going to play. I'm pretty sure he's going to play this week.
Well,
he didn't play last
practice.
week.
He didn't practice yesterday.
Yeah, he
still nursing an ankle.
Yeah, if he plays, that game is different, right? So, again, to me, here's the crazy part, right? Tyler Huntley and the Dolphins, Mike McDaniel, most importantly, has had ample time to prepare for what should have been a give-me win for the Dolphins. The fact that the Dolphins are not complete, overwhelming favorites at this point in the season, it just sheds light on how disappointing the season has been up to this point.
Right.
Either way, if the Dolphins lose this game, the fire Mike McDaniel will be a scream, no longer a whisper.
Well, I know that no matter what the result, if it's a loss. However, for myself, there is still, our season is by far from cooked, even in a loss, if that loss is respectable.
Yes, and I agree with that.
Because if that loss is respectable, if we play respectable, that means there's meat left on the bone for Tua to chomp on to try to make an 8-3 run.
The Dolphins would need to score to make it respectable over 24 points.
Of course.
Okay.
We have to get back in form, is what I mean by respectable. You know what I mean?
To me,
and
if the Dolphins
is 28 points a game, 29 points a game.
Even then, so say they score 24 points and lose again. If Dolphins score 24 points and lose to a field goal late in the fourth and can't put together a drive to win or whatever, it'll still hurt and people be mad.
Right, and they'll still be calling for McDaniel to be fired, and I
They
agree,
will, but
and I wouldn't blame them all. But in a respectable loss, that just means that it gives you indication that, hey, it's not a lost cause to try to go on an 8-3 run with Tua.
yes, and it's also that, listen, it is the backup quarterback that's playing, so
I mean,
there
Tua's
is
coming back. He's getting
no,
us more. He's getting us too many wins for the draft bullshit. You know what I mean?
well, that's just it, Color. If the Dolphins come out,
It's already happening, dude. We
If the
might as
Dolphins
well
come out-
hope for the best and hope for an 8-3 run.
Color,
and a
if the
playoff
Dolphins come
appearance.
out in this game and score 10 points on offense and lose 24-10, I would almost.
If it's
I
a
would.
trash game, I agree, because then there's nothing for Tua to even work with. That's what I mean. Again, people have to understand that our future is about whether this team executes or not. There is no magic wand unless you're going to get a Josh Allen or a Lamar Jackson or whatever. There's no magic wand other than our team stepping up.
Well, certainly,
if that don't happen, which means win or a respectable loss, then yeah, our season's cooked anyway. Because there's nothing Tua is going to be able to do.
Well,
and that's been proven.
Depending if it's a a 10, 12 point plus loss against a team like the Colts, and I don't give a damn if it's Jonathan Taylor going off. You know what I'm saying? He'd go off and have 3 touchdowns in the game. That ain't gonna make me feel any better because a superstar went off against us.
Right.
It's not gonna matter.
Right.
If that happens, I would really, I don't want to say I bet my bottom dollar, but I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if they don't start Tua against the Cardinals. And if the Dolphins lose that Cardinals game too, the team has officially set into tank mode, and you won't see Tua the rest of the
If
year.
you're talking about losses like that with Tua, absolutely.
No, with no Tua, Color, with no Tua.
Well,
I'm saying,
of course.
if they don't
Tua, then if they don't put Tua back in, then that's a clear signal anyway.
Well, no, it's not. Because hold on, just let me play it all again. Dolphins lose against the Colts in a terrible fashion by 10 plus points.
Right.
I don't think I wouldn't be surprised if they hold Tua out in the Cardinals.
Agreed.
And
but
then,
even
and
if
then
not,
if we
it don't matter.
If we lose to the Cardinals without Tua, I don't want to say the season's shot because that's not technical, but I don't see Tua coming back because there's no point. He'll never be able to dig us out of that hole. So why put him in there?
I think if we lose another one horribly, then it's already done anyway. Like I think that's it. If we lose horribly and it's not even respectable, like if we lose 34-3, Mike McDaniel's fired on Monday morning.
If we lose 40 points or something, yeah, he's fired, and Tua's deactivated for the remainder of the season. That's that. I'm saying
exactly. Yes,
I'm saying 10-27, Dolphins lose.
But if we lose 17-10, where it's like, hey, our defense is still something.
Yeah, then Tua's coming back. Then Tua's coming back.
Exactly.
But if it's 10-27. They don't bring Tua back, and then they go against the Cardinals. Now, here's the difference, right? They go and beat the Cardinals 29-10 or what have you. They just look brand new on offense. Then Tua comes back against the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo.
In the 17-10 loss scenario, I don't think they bring Tua back because that's again our offense demonstrating that they can't do nothing. So Tua wouldn't make a difference.
So Kadeem Simmons, what up, Kadeem? The homie, dog. The homie. Go Time Dolphins. Subscribe, you guys. He's saying Dolphins aren't firing Mike. And listen, right now, no.
Agree with that. I mean, that's not disagreeable.
To me, I hope they don't fire Mike, even if they don't win another game all year. Because I like Mike McDaniel as an offensive operator. he's not my favorite head coach because I believe, a little different.
Right.
But I don't want to lose Mike McDaniel and what I believe he's capable of with being an offensive play caller and designer. But at the same time, somebody's head's going to have to get chopped off. Again, to me, it looks like they've already served up Frank Smith. Just on your interview with him yesterday, or the thing, he just looks like a guy that knows his head's laying in the guillotine right now.
Well, whatever do you mean, Cap? Whatever
Yeah,
do you mean?
yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly, bro. Homie looks like he's got his head in a sling right now, bro.
Game was on point yesterday.
Yeah,
I had
it was.
to get that.
But I don't know, man. It's just we are on thin ice with everything, and I don't. When you say they don't fire Mike, I agree. But if the fan base is foaming at the mouth, again, there's the Dolphins front office organizationally has always been, and they underplay stuff that's important, and they overreact to stuff that they shouldn't.
Well,
and I've seen them do it.
Well, people say that Stephen Ross is not a quote-unquote football guy. I beg to differ. I think Stephen Ross knows exactly what he's expecting to see this Sunday, win or lose, to know whether Tua has any hope to have anything to work with. And he's going to know what that looks like for himself. You know what I mean? Like, it just is what it, like.
Look,
there's
Kadeem
things I'm looking for too.
Listen, Kadeem saying Greer goes first. I just want to let everyone know Greer is not leaving.
Oh, well, Kadeem wants the smoke from you anyway, bro. So
then he better watch out. Greer,
we can do it. We can do it right here, right now, Kadeem. Cap, I can send you the link if you want.
Greer will not be fired. He is too slippery. He is too good. He has got the ear of the owner, even though there's the go-between Garfinkel. He has got the ear of the owner. He will fall forward before falling out. They'll give him a title change and make him, czar like they've done before around here. Football operations czar before they fire him. I promise you guys that. I promise. And technically, Greer hasn't been the problem.
As I pointed out in my opening, Greer has executed out of everybody in the building. When I talk about execution, Greer has executed.
Between trades, capital, resetting the dead cap, coaching hires. Dude, listen, I like Brian Flores. When it hit the wall, they went and hired Mike McDaniel, and up until this year, he has been, God, dude, the media, they can't get enough of the guy. Again, players, personnel, he's done his job in a way that you can't really blame him for coaches not executing and players not executing. If you're going to tell me that a team fielded with the superstars that we have today isn't good enough, that ain't on the guy who got the groceries. It's the cook that screwed it up. And that's where Mike McDaniel's head could be on the chopping block.
Well, here's the thing, dude. And this is the thing that muddies the waters. Chris Perkins sums it up perfectly because the numbers have changed since we were talking at the beginning of the season, and I haven't crunched them yet. Well, Chris Perkins has done it for me now and already tweeted it out this morning.
Well, I reached out to Chris Perkins and asked him to do that for you, Culler, so you're welcome.
So he was replying to somebody that said, "Oh Lord, he was called a genius 1.5 years ago. Now we're asking, is he good? Come on, once Tua is back, they'll be fine." And Perkins,
see, I hate that. Once Tua is back,
right.
I hate that.
And Perkins goes right at the person and says, "The Dolphins are 4-7 in their last 11 games, including the playoffs."
Wonder where he heard that.
Right. And averaging 16.3 points per game. Tua started 8 of those games. I keep telling folks that this goes beyond Tua, and so do I, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, there it is right there. If we don't fix these issues and we don't at least lose respectably this week, there is nothing Tua is going to be able to do. He is not that guy, and we all know it. Even Tuaneers know it. These people that think now that Tua is the one that's been making Mike McDaniel are full
You're
of
wrong.
shit.
You're wrong,
Sorry for
bro.
my language, but they're full of shit.
They're dumb. They think Tua's going to come in here and save it, and he's not.
What's been making Mike McDaniel and Tua is this team. And now it's not. You know, probably what I'm thinking, Cap? If I were to reach for reasons like I talk about when weird things happen and humans have to reach for reasons, right? Like usually they point to God or something like that.
Or
You know what
blame
I
the
mean?
government. Blame the
Or
government.
blame the government, right? If you think about it, you could say that this team has quit because they're tired of getting no credit for what they're doing, what they've done for Tua and Mike McDaniel. Maybe it's that. Maybe they're checked out because they're tired of McDaniel kissing Tua on the head. Has that occurred to anybody?
Man, Color, that might be the greatest take this season. Oh my God, Color. Oh my God.
I mean,
Oh
I've
my
been
God.
there. I've been the guy fixing.
Oh, buddy.
I've been the guy at 3 a.m. in Palmyra, Missouri, in 20 below, fixing a satellite on a roof because nobody else in my company wanted to take the call. I've been that guy. They didn't get any credit for that, while everybody else got gold stars
and bonuses and shit.
I know how it feels. That's why I don't do it anymore.
Listen, I've been the guy on the team.
Much less can't do it anymore. For the same reason. I'm not built for 20 below.
I remember playing JV football as a sophomore. And my buddy, who was the biggest stoner I've known ever, was the backup quarterback. And our team had a great running game and had an amazing defense, but our quarterback, who I don't know what the coaches saw in him, just he was a pocket passer, had no ability to extend the play. In between the hashes, he was pretty good, but anything needed to be pushed downfield or to the outside of the hashes, he could do nothing. And he couldn't buy time to scramble out to push the ball down. He didn't have the arm to make up if he did scramble, much less couldn't get away from anyone to run the ball downfield if he needed to. He ended up going down in the game, and my friend comes in, and he was baked. He was back at quarterback. He never played. He went and got baked at halftime. Came in right after halftime. First series, quarterback goes down. I was a fullback then on that offense, and I'm in here, and I just threw a block, and I see him scramble out and freaking laser like a 28-yard dart down the field. And I was like, hell yeah, Tyler, get it. And, and we get there and he calls the next play in the huddle. And I go to him and I say, hey, man, da, da, da. And he looks at me and he goes, bro, I'm so baked right now. What? Anyhow, up until that point, we had no faith in that quarterback to dig you out of any game, much less against any opponent in the series. Backup quarterback came in, changed our whole season. Just played fast and loose, and we won more games than we should have with that team. But to ask Tua to come back and uplift this team would be an astronomical task. Now, here's the kicker, right? To couple with your point of saying the team is fed up with Tua and maybe quitting, and that's why the superstars aren't executing. They're sick of it. They're sick of Mike McDaniel catering to QB1. They're sick of him getting all the credit.
Bro. See, I was gonna tattle on Kadeem. I'm sorry, Cap. I was gonna tattle on Kadeem because I watch his show, and he has been talking nothing but cash shit about you on his show. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but he's literally right in our chat right now. He's like, "Yo," he says, "Culler has never played football. He's not built for it." And then he said, "Not Culler, El Cap. My bad, Culler." And he says right here, "Cap, I'm coming for you, bro."
Well, I don't listen. I know Kadeem's across the pond. I think he's getting football and football confused. This is the one where the ball looks like a lemon, not the one that stays on the ground that you can't touch with your hands, Kadeem. So I have played tons of that. In fact, I've forgotten more about football than most will ever know. So coming for me is a wild thing because you don't want to come for the champ, Kadeem. You don't want to come for the champ, buddy.
Bro, he calls you out at least once a show, bro.
Well, he's
I wasn't gonna tattle on him, because he can come. He knows obviously he can tell you right with his own words.
Well, I'll send.
He said you don't want the smoke, man. He's been coming for you, and you don't want the smoke. You ain't got it.
I listen. I don't know if you knew this, Kadeem, but
I don't know what the beef is. He doesn't tell us what the beef is.
The beef is that he knows that. I don't know.
Nobody knows who needs beef for smoke. Real quick, Cap.
The beef is blood sausage color. That's what it is.
Right. Before you get back to what you were saying, Mr. Majestic already took the words out of my mouth. 162 yards. You know what that is? You know what that number signifies?
Our passing yard total for Tyler Huntley?
No. So, what was I gonna say? It's actually, was it? Hold on, P6. Let me get this right. I don't want to misspeak. 83, 12, 1, 4, 10. It's 182. Okay, so he might have been talking about something else, but the number is 182. Okay, so somebody just pointed out, where was it? Oh, Aquavision and
what's that? Our passing yard total average?
No. You're close. Somebody else pointed it out too. That he threw for 338 yards against the Jags. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was enough for what? One touchdown in the air? Doesn't matter. Yeah, one touchdown. Sacked 3 times. Okay, but here's the thing. You know what 182 is? 182 is the combined yardage from Achane, Waddle, and Hill. Just 3 passes. In other words, that's the long for each of those players. 39 yards to Achane for his long of the day, 63 to Waddle, and 80 to Tyreek Hill on that 80-yard touchdown pass. That's 182 yards from our superstars. Okay.
Well,
As I pointed out in the beginning of the show. Okay. From our superstars. If you minus 330, if you minus 182 from 338, that is Tyler Huntley's numbers. 156. That's how much Tua threw for if you take away those 3 passes. So are you telling me that they only perform for Tua? In which case, I'd ask, where were they against Buffalo?
Well, here's an indisputable fact.
Well, let me ask you this. Tyler Huntley had 100 and I want to say roughly 95 yards last week passing. maybe just over 200. I can't remember. What happens if you add 182 to that number?
I don't know, Color. You're saying too many numbers, and I didn't bring a pen and paper, bro.
Well, it would be over 300 yards passing for Tyler Huntley.
Well, I'm not going to take 200
Huntley
yards.
missed Hill like 4 times. The guy's been in the building throwing the ball to Hill for 2 weeks, bro. Like, spare me. The lack of
First
grace
of all,
is so ridiculous.
First of all, an overthrow from Huntley to Hill should never happen.
Exactly.
Hill should step up and help out the backup. He's the one.
Never heard me complain one time about Tua overthrowing anybody.
Listen, Hill's
I'm
the
happy
one.
when Tua overthrows a guy.
Hill's the one that has the number 1 best player in the NFL voted on by his peers. Hill's the one getting $30 million a year. Hill's the one that needs
racing
to fucking
people in the offseason.
Yeah. He needs to get out there and go ahead.
Bro, you're literally talking about a guy who's nicknamed himself the Cheetah.
Yeah.
Where?
Come on.
What? Oh, man. Oh, dude.
What are we talking about here, bro? What are we talking about here? Hill needs to help out the backup, not the other way around. Not the other way around. And when you say a point like that, how is it Hill's gonna do now? Are they just not playing up to standard because?
I'll credit Hill for one thing. Tyler Huntley would have an extra interception on his record last week if it wasn't for Tyreek Hill. I'll credit him for that.
Now, Color, you said
he helped his underthrowing quarterback on that play.
Color, you said that the team is quitting on the players are quitting on the team because they're tired of not getting the credit and propping Tua up. Okay? What if it's the other way around, that the team ain't showing up because Tua ain't around? Now, yes, okay, they didn't show up in a big way while he was here, but it's a very short sample size.
There's
it's a very short sample size.
It could be mixed, Cat.
That's true. Some could want to only show up for him, while others don't want to show up at all while he's around.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just they're not performing. Maybe it's just they're in a funk and not executing.
Well, that's no fun. I need reasons. I need speculatory reasons that don't make sense. Color. That's how we get down here at the Finn's tailgate. Because
besides
eventually,
the fact that anybody that's 2 inches taller than Tyreek would have made a play on that ball. Would have mossed that guy in the end zone with that throw.
Yeah, you think Devontae Adams isn't getting that ball?
You think DeAndre Hopkins ain't catching that ball?
Yeah, you think fucking Justin Jefferson ain't catching that ball?
My God.
You think Mike Evans isn't catching that ball?
Right.
I know damn good and well. I know damn good and well Mike Evans catching that fucking football.
And credit to Tyreek, he made a play on it to help his quarterback. Yeah.
First of all, I love Tyreek Hill. I love him. I think he's everything we want in a weapon on and off the field, outside of some of the other bullshit. But like, by and large, the guy is great. But
you know who's not helping him? Waddle, when he's quitting on his route.
Yeah, that's true. Man, Waddle again.
You got a guy that's known to be a scrambling quarterback, and you're not scrambling for him. You're not comebacking for him. You're just going to quit on your route.
Context saying Tua is the system.
Well, then the system sucks, like I said at the beginning of the year.
Then the system is broken, son. Because if you're look, I'm not opposed to the system, but everything can't be in a perfect world.
And the system lost against Buffalo again this year. Got embarrassed. The Tua system got embarrassed again against a good team. So what are we talking about?
That's-
It's no wonder Lewis feels the way he does.
Well, look, I'll tell you, like I just told the kids last night, because we're getting ready to play our last game of the year against an opponent we'll probably end up seeing in the championship game for our region, and an opponent we've already faced and beat. But they're a good opponent, and they're the type of football team that are big and strong. They're not the fastest, but they're the way this team we're going against plays bully ball. They want to lean on you and beat on you and break you. And I talked to the kids and said, listen, this game played against this opponent is how it's going to be from here on out. We're in playoff mode now. We're in regional. We want to get to regionals and win regionals. You know what I'm saying? We want to we want to go down to South Florida and go beat those teams like we did last year. Well, we lost against them last year, but again, I told them you need to set the tone. You need to be the ones bringing the pain, not the other way around. All that speed and flash and breaking plays, it's great, and that's what we do, but that can't be our bread and butter. Our bread and butter needs to be we're the meaner guys on the football field today.
Right.
And your big ass, way bigger than me, is going to have every bit of your hands full with whomever the smaller guy is on our team going against them. I want you like rabid dogs out there because it breaks the team that you're going against, the opponent. It breaks them mentally. They can't, someone's going to give up. Make them be the ones to give up. That's how it works. And when the Dolphins find ourselves against tough opponents that play that way, all too often we're the team that pulls up.
We don't even show up, let alone give up. At this point, I'd be happy with give up. Yes, context. For a guy with a name like Context, you sure do like to pull a lot of shit out of context, man.
Maybe it should be out of context.
Yeah, no, I don't want to tank. That's right. I want the players to decide to start executing. That's what I want.
Current juncture doesn't want to tank. At this current juncture.
How about this? I want what the players want. If the players want to lose, then hey, by all means, guys, yoo-hoo Dolphins, go boys, lose, whatever.
Not me, Cutler. I want what I want, and I want a Super Bowl. And I don't give a shit about whatever the damn players want. I want them to do their job and give me a Super Bowl.
I don't want them to say, oh, well, we got a memo saying that we're tanking, so we're not going to execute anymore. I mean, do you all really think that they sent out this memo in some secret to some of the players and not all of them?
Yep, I do, Cutler.
Well, that's just pure evil. Pure evil.
I not yet. I think some. Well, we're going to find out if that. Again, Cutler, if the Dolphins lose in any facet this week and don't play Tua in the Cardinals game and lose that, then no, I will have thought, I will go, that's it. They were sent the memo long ago. This team is tanking.
If we somehow win this game, even if it's a terrible win.
Anyway, it could be 15-16.
We need to go. That means we only need a 7-4 run to make noise in the playoffs.
The odds are in our favor, Cutler.
I mean, what? This idea of tanking is just so ridiculous to me, bro.
Again, though, if in the next X amount of games, and we're looking at a 6-4 run because we gave up 2 cupcake losses to the freaking hapless Colts and the Cardinals, who I don't know who the hell that team is anymore. If we lose to those 2 teams and find ourselves needing to go 8-6 or whatever the fuck
it would be 8-2.
8-2. That's right. Sorry.
Or 7-2 by then.
7-2, whatever the fuck it is.
If we lose this week, we have to go on an 8-3 run. If we lose to the Cardinals,
what am I bringing?
7-2 run.
What am I bringing back? Tua for against the Bills to try everything in his power to win and get fucking annihilated by Buffalo back there.
That's proven this week. Because if our team don't show up, bro, they ain't gonna do it for Tua. They already showed that against Jags and Buffalo.
That's true. Fuck. The defense showed up in both those games. Defense is showing up all the time.
Yeah, no
so
kidding.
Again,
that's why we're 2-3.
Well, here's what it looks like now. Because I said this team had no leaders on it at the end of last season. I will say right now this team has one leader. And the leader right now is the defensive coordinator leading the defense right now. Because the defense in every game this year has always fought with respectability. That's what I see out of the defense. Fighting with respectability. Not giving up. Because they have someone who's obviously leading them that they don't want to fail. Because at times you can want to quit on yourself, right? But you don't want to quit. You don't want to let down those that are counting on you. And that's what's happened. If the offense continues to sputter, then they're either not showing up for Mike McDaniel, not showing up for Tua, not showing up for themselves, or all of the above. Either way, we got real fucking problems.
And look, Carla's been trolling me all morning until this comment. She says she thinks an 8-9 record will get you in the playoffs this year. I won't go that far. Here's the thing. I won't go that far, but I agree with her premise. So what I'm saying about this 8-3 run if we lose this week, or a 7-4 run if we win, or these numbers I'm talking about are based on 10-7. And there are those that believe 8-9 will still get you in the playoffs. I'm talking about this is tight to get 10-7. We were 11-6 last year. The league is tougher this year in a lot of ways. 10-7 is respectable if you're winning into 10-7 and you're not falling to 10-7. That's the difference. It's football. It's not rocket science. There's always an in between. If the best record in the league turns out to be 10-7, what do you think about our 8-9 record then? I'm not saying it'll be that drastic. I'm just saying it's possible that the best record in the league, it might be 13-3, but there might be only one team and everybody else is 11-6. I tried to point that out earlier in the week. How many teams are below 500 just in the AFC alone? It's just that type of year. I mean, will it ruin our draft position? Maybe, but I just don't care. I don't think we've demonstrated any ability to draft no different from 21st to 5th. It doesn't matter. There's people talking about us getting an offensive lineman in the first round anyway. Well, that's a good question, Chase. I don't know if it was for me or not, but no, I don't think we're going to get smacked this week. If we do, then I was wrong. And again, just further proves that we have nothing left for even Tua to come back to. That's the point that I think people are missing. It is up to the team. It always has been.
So, well, yes, of course, because the team is too talented offensively to be performing the way they have. Because, again, we could say the injuries or whatever has happened to the defense and loss of players and Wilkins and Van Ginkel, whatever you want to say, right? But the defense has not been the reason we have lost any of these games. And if you don't believe me, just look at our freaking point total this year. It's like 12 points. per game. So, and that includes the 30 freaking points Tua put up week 1, which is abysmal since then. And in retrospect, looking at the Jaguars, we probably should have put up more with the team we have because the Jags suck right now. That all being said, we really have, God, dude. Again, you're saying it's this 1 week. I'm giving it 2 because there's the propensity to it be a really narrow win in an ugly football game, or B, a narrow loss in a tight football game.
Again,
there's too much context.
Right. Again, giving it 2 is predicated upon respectability. Absolutely.
Because if the Dolphins, win a 10-9 football game, okay, I don't think you should bring Tua back for that shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but again, if they come back, but I still ain't stomping it out because you could always bring Tua back the following week if they show improvement from the Colts to the Cardinals.
Here's the thing, Kat. What if it's the other side of the token where obviously the one thing that nobody is expecting, if we blow them out, what are we rushing Tua back for at that point either?
Well, again,
if we've demonstrated we can win with Tyler like that, sit on the couch for another week to have,
to me,
relax a little longer,
a lot of people are saying
till the wheels fall off,
A lot of people are saying Tua's coming back to the Cardinals game no matter what. I say Tua's going to only come back to the Cardinals game for one of a few reasons. Okay? One, the Dolphins win in a decisive win where they, just controlled the ball, looked like the Dolphins of old. Yeah, it wasn't the type of stats and touchdowns and stuff like that, but they won 24-10, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just looked really good.
Big yardage. Right.
Just, whatever it was.
Passing it, like 500 yards total offense.
Not even, Color. I'm thinking like 480 yards, 450 yards total of offense.
Right. 300-yard passing game and 120 yards rushing.
Yeah, whatever, right? It doesn't matter. Anyhow, in that instance, that's when you bring it up. Or in the flip side, Dolphins narrowly lose 23-24. You know what I'm saying? Again, you could perceive Tua. You could perceive Tua. The Dolphins could lose this Colts game, and you could perceive that if they had Tua, that they could have won.
Right.
And then the Dolphins could win the game and perceive that if Tua was here, we would be better.
Right. If you lose this game 33-30 on a last-second field goal, that is shown that your offense has the ability still to put up 30 points. That's something for Tua to come back to.
And a decisive win, not a blowout, a decisive win and a narrow loss in a tight, tough-fought football game
are
the only reasons I say bring Tua back.
Either way,
else, if
a blowout for us or a blowout for them,
don't.
And Tua's not coming back.
Don't bring him back. If it's a fucking blowout loss, don't bring him back. If it's a loss, 14-3, that's not a blowout, but it was just a shit show.
But we only put up 3 points on offense. Yeah, that's still trash.
Don't bring him back. Don't bring him back. You know what I'm saying? There's more reasons to not play him or not reasons. But yeah, I guess there's more reasons.
There's more justification. There's more scenarios.
Yes, scenarios. There's the word.
That don't bring him back than there are that do.
That's right. So that's why I, again, push it to 2 weeks because the Cardinals, then I only need a couple of scenarios to happen to not bring Tua back. There's more scenarios to continue to bring him back because we're racking up wins.
I'm with you on that. I'm saying that this game could be all we need to tell us is what I'm saying.
It could be.
For me, it could be so bad that I'm like, I don't even need to see the Cardinals. You know
I
what I mean?
don't want to see him. In which case, if they don't bring him back in a win or a loss or whatever, and then, the Cardinals' loss is there, or, well, not a win or a loss. So let's say they both games are losses and we don't bring Tua back. What happens then?
then she's shelved for the season.
I know that, but what do we do with that guy?
Because on the other token, I was going to say, if we end up blowing them out, and it's a case where then it goes back to he'll play it sometime in 2024, like we said last week. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll ride to Huntley till the wheels fall off. Hell, if we get enough wins under our belt without Tua, they may give Skyler another shot. You know what I mean? So that Huntley don't get injured.
We'll do the Lewis plan.
Or that so Huntley don't run out. You know what I mean?
We don't want Huntley to win us any games. We put Thompson in there and put the tank in full motion.
No, I'm not talking about a tank. I'm saying if Huntley gets us enough wins, obviously he's not a guy that's going to consistently do it for 17. You know what I mean? So you would want to guess, okay, is this the week he's about to get destroyed anyway? In which case, hey, let's give Skyler another shot because we could afford a loss. I'm not talking about tanking. I'm talking about like, okay, Huntley's about to get exposed. He's put a couple wins together. You know what I mean? Now we've got a large buffer zone for Tua if we have to bring him back. So let's let the Mr. Ribs get back in there and Mr. Hail Mary get back in there and see what happens. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that that's a good idea. I'm saying that I don't think Mike McDaniel feels the same way about Skyler that the fan base does. That's all I'm saying.
I don't really care.
I don't either. That's why I'm hoping that if Huntley strings together a couple wins and Mike McDaniel gets a wild hair up his ass to do something like that, it's not going to hurt.
He wouldn't. If Huntley's winning, the only person that's coming back is Tua. If Huntley's losing, but keeping the games close, but we lose these next two, it's not Tua that comes back to start for the Dolphins. It's Skyler. They put Skyler in, and they see what they got in him because they want to find out if he's a guy that they need to re-sign or whatnot.
The justification would be, see, he was more ready than Huntley, or whatever they got to dream up. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, again, if Huntley, I don't know. Again, Huntley's losing, so that's all the reason they need to pull him out. And that's all the reason they need to pull him out.
Right, and by then it doesn't matter, and that's why, a guy like Lewis is saying, hey, if the tank's in, throw Skyler in because he's going to guarantee it.
Then again, if Huntley's losing, do you want to even take the chance on Skyler winning you something and just leave Huntley in there? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because you can think
at that point, I guess
Skyler's a loser for all along. Think he got no shot, but I know for certain Huntley ain't getting it done. You know what I'm saying? Like, do I even want to take that shot?
I mean, I don't know.
There's things to consider on that aspect too, Lewis.
The thing of it is that Skyler is completely controlled by Mike McDaniel. So Mike McDaniel could literally control him into losing.
Yeah, he could just. Yeah, you're right about that because Huntley could still break away on his legs and do something.
Remember, part of why Skyler's not a good quarterback is that he's not in control of his own mind. He's
not in control of his own mind.
Yeah, he's not an A. He's not a leader, bro. He's not a alpha quarterback. He's an alpha human being, but he's not an alpha quarterback. He's not a guy that's like commands respect and all that. That's probably why we fail with him. His attributes aren't that bad. You know what I mean? So what's the other reason? He don't have it in the head, dude, is what a lot of people think.
Crazy. How's it going?
And those people are look, this is probably why, like I've always said, McDaniel's probably imagines grooming him into some kind of coach. And that's why he's still around. That's why he keeps protecting him.
That's stupid, Color, but okay. Well, Mike McDaniel's thinking about making coaches.
Nobody's ever accused Mike McDaniel of being a genius. Oh, wait, yes, they did.
You mean Mick Genius, Color? Talking about the Mick Genius?
Man, that was a clever triple joke. You know what I mean? That was like three ways.
They would call that a layered joke.
Layered, highly layered, like a good chocolate layer cake. Which I think I'm gonna go get at Publix when I'm done with the show. What's this guy Lewis got to say? Yo, he's the get you the first overall pick kind of. Oh, did you see Lewis's new campaign, Cap? He's like, hit the tank button for Cap and Cutler.
Yeah, I've seen it in chat. Yeah.
Gotta love Lewis.
Here's the thing. If Huntley's losing and they don't bring Tua back, I'd say keep him in there to lose. I get your point that, hey, Skyler can be controlled by Mike McDaniel. Yeah. But at the same time, right, maybe Mike McDaniel doesn't want Skyler to go out there and take a beating, and that he wants to keep him on the team.
Well, again, maybe Skyler's tired of people like me saying he's controlled in his mind, and he's going to go out there and be like, fuck Color, I'm going to put up a bunch of numbers, you know? Yeah, look at it already. Somebody say Publix? Publix? Publix is like Journey. You say the word Publix and everybody lifts their head up like, stops what they're doing, you know? Publix? What? Publix? Somebody going to Publix? Hey, can you get me a I'll take a chicken tender sub. Make sure they mash them up really good so it leaches the flavor all out into the bread. Hit the like button, everybody, if you like Publix subs. They do not pay me for that endorsement.
Yeah, they pay me in tasty foods.
They pay me with good customer service and fresh food. I mean, their customer service is on point, I have to admit. Not all of them.
Yeah, and their employees love it there.
But when we were growing up, there wasn't a Publix on this planet that didn't have the utmost best customer service. Their motto is where shopping is a pleasure. I mean, they literally mean it.
Everything about Publix shopping is a pleasure except for the cost.
Yeah, well, that's never been a pleasure. Yeah, I mean, nice wide aisles. The grocery carts actually work, you know? They're not all like misaligned and steering you off to into the wall, into the, products.
Dang, I never really noticed that before, but you're right. They do have wider aisles.
Oh, yeah. Winn-Dixie was like, you're like shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah, you can't get around somebody in the aisle.
Yeah, Winn-Dixie was like the old Key West bridge, man. You could only fit like a car and a half on it. So you had to like hope that nobody was coming the other way for 7 miles.
Yeah, it was always fun when it it was always fun when you're coming up with somebody and you're like, oh shit, this guy's got the dually. Fuck.
Yeah, that bridge was taken out by a hurricane.
Yeah, they were happy to have it go.
Mm-hmm.
Remember they blew it up in that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Oh yeah, and they got a couple miles of it still stuck out there, and there's like a bunch of road work equipment just chilling there.
Yeah, because it got stuck out there where they were going to fix it, and then it just stayed there forever. Crazy. And here's the government that can't get road equipment off a road that they've condemned, but they're going to control the world. It's crazy.
Right. Now they figured they just wait. They wait for another hurricane to roll through there and turn it into a reef.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's the new thing is all these sinking like stuff to make it artificial reefs, you know?
Yeah, they do. They did one here north of me in Jacksonville a couple years ago. They sank an old battleship to turn it into a reef.
Right on.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Battleship
you never know. You never know. Something like that could like change the way hurricanes roll through there. You know what I mean?
Well, that helps with erosion.
Well, I would imagine, yeah.
And shit like that, man. So.
Yeah, True Lies was the movie, right? True Lies.
True Lies, that's it. Yeah.
Never seen it.
You've never seen it?
No. I don't like
Bro.
Jamie Lee Curtis, dude.
Oh my God! First of all,
Sorry, I had to admit
take by
that,
you. Jamie Lee Curtis has never looked sexier in her life than in that movie. Just so you know, Culler. As a middle-aged woman, you're like, holy shit, Jamie Lee. Holy shit, but Jamie Lee Curtis, god damn. I'm pissed
sorry,
off.
I have no feelings. I have no desire to date Martina Navratilova's sister.
Listen, okay.
Or her brother.
Well, you're lying about that second part, but anyhow, go watch that movie because I'm telling you right now, Jamie Lee Curtis in that movie will change your mind about that take. You will call me afterwards and go, holy shit.
I saw A Fish Called Wanda, and it didn't change my take.
All right, well, screw A Fish Called Wanda.
And she was pretty banging in that.
You don't even have to take Halloween Jamie Lee Curtis. Okay? But I'm telling you, True Lies Jamie Lee Curtis will have everything you know to be wrong. Because I agree with you. I don't find her attractive or anything, but damn.
What about that movie where she was a female cop? And it's like a B movie, bro, that was on HBO a long time ago.
Listen, she plays
Blue Steel or something like that.
She plays a like a housewife that's, you know, just kind of like not let herself go, but there's nothing like overtly sexy about her. She's got glasses, short hair, wears
nothing overtly sexy about her. That's right.
No.
That's why. Exactly.
Yes. So when you see her character in the movie, you're like, all right. But then she, you know, I don't want to spoil it for you, but Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Well, again, as I said, I saw A Fish Called Wanda, and that didn't do anything for me either.
Okay, well, again, Culler, I'm telling you, go watch it and tell me differently. I'm telling you. I don't know who her personal trainer was for that, but goddamn, that guy deserves.
Her personal trainer was probably herself. Red, White, and Bill says she looked like a softball coach her whole life. Cap, gross.
Have you not seen it either? True Lies. Okay, again, all y'all need to stop. She does look like a PE teacher. I get it.
She's the Winn-Dixie of actresses, dude. I'm looking for
you
something
recognize
like
her, but you're not excited.
I'm looking for the Publix of actresses, like Monica Bellucci, bro. You know what I mean? Now, okay, Monica Bellucci, bro. I mean, damn.
Telling you guys,
damn. Yeah, Red, White, and Bill. Anybody can look good once. Monica Bellucci is gonna look good when she's 90, bro.
Look, context. I have bad football takes, but at least I got good taste in music. Hold on, here comes my painter now. Hold on,
man. And go look up Monica's resume too. You're gonna be surprised how many movies she pops up in. And man, there ain't nobody more beautiful on the planet than Monica Bellucci, dude. She's my number one, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Listen, again, for all you guys that haven't seen True Lies, just go freaking watch it. Talk to me about how unattractive she is later. Because I'm telling you, she was super. There's a scene in which she's doing a strip tease. And you're like, holy shit, Jamie Lee Curtis? No way. You're like, God damn.
See, if I had a time machine, I would choose to take Monica Bellucci with me to become universal gods, you know, traveling all times and places in the universe. And it would just be her and I.
Sounds terrible, Culler.
Forever.
You're gonna go through all times and space and everything with some chick. Sounds terrible. If I'm gonna go to all times and space and anywhere, I'm looking for the hot chick.
If I'm gonna go back in time, like let's say if I'm gonna go back in time somewhere, I can't live in a world where there's no Monica Bellucci, so she'll have to come with me.
All right, that's it. All right, okay.
I mean, bro. She was the Frenchman's wife in The Matrix, dude.
She was the Frenchman's wife in what?
In The Matrix.
I mean, Color, I got to be
She's the most
honest.
beautiful woman on the planet, bro.
I don't know about that, bro. Have you seen Scarlett Johansson? She's pretty damn hot, bro.
Yeah, she is. She is. She is.
I
But
mean,
she's
like,
not even my number 2. My number 2 is Sophie Marceau.
who the fuck is
She's
Sophie Marceau?
she played the French princess in Braveheart.
Oh, bro, come on, you need to get over it.
Bro,
You
that
got
girl
terrible
was
taste,
smoking,
Color.
man. I'm not talking about her little bridesmaid tramp. I'm talking about the princess.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. She's good looking, but Color better than Scarlett Johansson? Get
Yeah.
out of here, dude. I
Gail
don't know what.
Gadot is better than Scarlett Johansson, bro.
I don't know who the fuck that is. Color, you're saying these super obscure
The
women's
chick
names.
from Wonder Woman, bro. The new Wonder Woman.
I don't know. Honestly,
She also played the really hot chick in Fast and the Furious too, bro. The one that ended up joining their team.
Yeah, I know that.
She died in the big C-130.
Yeah, because they were like, yeah, we got to kill this character off. People just ain't feeling it.
She was about to do Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that too.
See,
Again,
she knows where it's at. She knows exactly where it's at. Judge Judy got booty. Look at that. I mean, yeah. How can you top Judge Judy, man?
Well, I mean, there is something sexy about a woman with power like that. So
I bet Judge Judy looked like Monica Bellucci when she was younger.
No, I'm thinking more like that country music singer. What's her name? The redhead lady.
Oh, she probably looked like Jamie Lee Curtis.
Listen, she looked like Jamie Lee Curtis and friggin' True Lies. That Judge Judy getting that booty clap, boy. Watch out.
Hey, Arnold, on your best day, I'm smarter than you on my worst day. Dude, when she told somebody that, bro, I was insta fan, bro. I'm like, I can't believe she just told somebody that. On your best day, I'm smarter than you on my worst day. Oh my God.
Funny.
I was like, check. I'll take that one. I'll put that one in the top pocket and carry it with me for the rest of my life. Yeah, Leah Remini, but she got a little healthy.
All right, let's get back to football because until you guys go see Jamie Lee Curtis and True Lies, I don't want to hear from y'all.
Cap wants to talk about a bunch of men in tights instead of hot women. All right, okay.
Damn, I'm getting Colors on one this morning, y'all. I don't know what's going on. The Colors on one this morning.
Yeah. I've been hearing it whistle loose, but my phone was out of my reach for a second. Let's see.
Check the group text thread. Let's see. Shake Money?
What's wrong with Shake?
I don't know. Who the hell is that?
Oh, snap.
Is that Judge Judy?
That's Judge Judy.
Oh, my God.
Dude, look at her. Wow.
Holy shit.
Bro, she's rolling with a trunk, bro.
Bro, she's thicker than a Snicker. Holy shit, bro. I had no idea. Yes, Madam Judge.
Wow.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes,
whatever
Your
you
Honor.
say, Your Honor. You can hold me in contempt anytime you'd like, Miss Judy. Look, Chase is saying,
John researched it.
Look, Chase is like, post that pic, fam.
You'll have to send it to my Twitter DM. I don't have my phone connected at the moment.
Shit, I feel like I could find a better picture, honestly. I didn't know she was walking around like this.
Oh, look at this. Wow.
Yeah, look. Jose Cutler, after listening to you talk about Scarlett and Jamie Lee Curtis in True Lies, I'm never believing your eyes again. What the fuck?
No, I'm not saying Scarlett Johansson ain't up there. I just like Sophie Marceau more.
And he hasn't seen Jamie Lee Curtis in True Lies, Jose.
Yeah,
so just hopefully he'll get with the program one fucking day. First of all, movie's amazing. It's about friggin' a spy breaking up terrorist cells domestically. So it's pretty awesome. So this is
Didn't we
before
see that
9/11.
guy Mims in the football game last night? Or is that a different Mims?
I didn't watch that game last night, bro. I didn't have the energy for it.
Well, there's a news report I'm just coming across. Says St. Louis Battlehawks add former New York Jets wide receiver Denzel Mims on Tuesday.
I thought Denzel Mims was a tight end.
Well, they may have been using him as one, but damn, Judy. That's on the Katie show too. That might not be fake right there. Damn, Judy. What's up, Judy? Judy. Oh man.
Yo, Judge Judy in
You're an
a
odd one,
two-piece
Lewis.
bathing suit. Judge Judy in a two-piece bathing suit in the TFTG group text is fucking wild, y'all.
I know, right?
It's fucking wild.
I'm wondering where Lewis is getting all these pics from.
Yeah, dude. I mean, Lewis has got a Rolodex of some Judge Judy
Right, was
pics.
she on some kind of barge in Tampa Bay that y'all were on a party at or something?
I mean, I'm looking at the back. I'm looking at that last one. It looks like Lou might have took that last one himself. I see the Tampa Bay Ocean right there, dog.
Trucker Sean, look at that. What's up, Trucker? We have now made it into the old Stephen D big time, bro. Trucker Sean has showed up finally, man.
I'm saying, right? I see him on Twitter every now and again.
I've been trying to do my best Stephen D impression for since the start of the season. So I'm trying to hold down.
Donate to the channel. Donate to the channel.
Yeah. Everybody donate to the channel just like you used to Stephen D. So much. Everybody. You don't think I forgot about all that? Stingy mofos. Anyway, just kidding. Not really kidding, but I also ain't a bum. Like some people on the internet. Aaron. Anyway, yeah, so Denzel Mims, former second round pick of the New York Jets, going to the St. Louis Battlehawks.
Going to where?
The St. Louis Battlehawks. That's my UFL team.
Okay, hold on. Wait a second. Hold on. Denzel Mims, former second round pick, is going to the UFL?
Yeah, he's going to the St. Louis Battlehawks, yeah.
The Jets traded him there, or he was just not on their roster?
Or he was just picked up by them.
So he's been sitting. If you want to know what's wrong with the Jets, just realize that their second round pick has just been sitting in open free agency. At least Noah Igbinogheni's on a football field somewhere.
Right. And actually doing fairly well.
Yeah, even Charles Harris has been on the football field.
Yeah, it's crazy, ain't it? Well, that's cool. At least now we know Skyler will end up having some weapons to throw to in St. Louis.
Well, I'm just saying, Red, White, and Bills, if they traded him to the UFL, I didn't know that shit was happening. Like, seriously?
Yeah. And why didn't we kick the tires on him while we're bringing guys like Robbie Chosen over here?
Oh my God, I'm so sick of Robbie Chosen, bro.
I was hoping that the article said Robbie Chosen, because the headline was like former Jets wide receiver signing with the Battlehawks, and I'm like, oh, please be Robbie Chosen. Please be Robbie Chosen. And it wasn't. It was Denzel Mims.
Oh yeah, Robbie Chosen was with the Jets. That was where he made it big.
Well, if you call it that.
I guess, yeah.
He was with
he was with the Cardinals
Carolina,
at the time
Carolina
too.
With Cam Newton, bro.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
That's where he really got his big time.
So it was Cardinals, Cam Newton, then the Jets, Carolina, like you just said, Dolphins, I mean,
I
this
think
guy's the
Carolina was his
Fitzpatrick.
first team.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, he's like the Fitzpatrick of wide receivers.
Yeah, or the Isaiah Ford of
Well,
wide
yeah,
receivers.
but at least Isaiah Ford never got on the fucking field for nobody.
Well, true.
People always brought Robbie Chosen in,
That's
and
'cause-
he was
that's
always
because
slotted in as a number
people don't
one
like
or a
wide
number two or a
receivers.
number three.
People don't like wide receivers that can catch the ball, bro. You know how we know how we roll.
That's true. They like guys that
We
run
always got
fast.
to have that guy that'll, that catch the ball.
It's
Sitting on
crazy too because like people in all levels of football prioritize speed over so many other things. Me, I would
Who
rather.
did it? The New England Patriots for
That's
22
true.
years.
Yep. You know what they prioritized? Catching the
People
ball
catching the ball.
and running the routes perfectly.
And
That's
they
their
said, you know what?
prioritization.
If all we do is focus on catching, then guess what? We don't need Yak because we could just make our guys run 12 yards for a 10-yard first down.
Every time.
All they got to do is catch it.
And there's
That's all they gotta
something
do.
more. Again, this is my
Why we call them
ideological problem with the
receivers.
Dolphins. This is my ideological problem with the Dolphins. It's about big plays, speed, all that stuff. That
Well, I'd
hurts your
argue
defense.
it's ideological throughout the NFL. Is why
That
you
too.
have teams like the Chiefs are the only ones that can win because
They're putting
they
together
think,
8, 9,
yeah,
10 play drives, working it down. Their defense comes out fresh, and you're down by a touchdown because they scored. And now you're trying to do stupid shit to get caught back up, and their defense eats. That's what happens. That's
right,
football 101. I don't get it.
right. Did they pay Tyreek the big money? No. He drops too many footballs for that money. See, they already had this problem with him dropping the occasional critical, first down. He's not a great receiver. He's just a great runner and a great athlete. Matter of fact, if
All right,
Tyreek
Color.
goes in the Hall of Fame, he shouldn't even have a position next to his name.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Color, I gotta run.
Yeah, I'm just about wrapped up here too. I think we win like 24-20 or something.
Yeah, that's what I got. I got 24-21 Dolphins.
And I have no confidence in that.
I have 0 at all. I'm picking them to score double their average on points, for crying out loud. So, all right, Color, I gotta run.
All right, buddy. Well, there you have it, folks. Friday morning, afternoon. We talked about the game. There ain't much to talk about. We got to get some dubs under our belt, so there's be so much more to talk about around here. Mr. Polk, we did mention that as well. Former Miami Dolphin quarterback Jay Cutler arrested for a DUI and gun possession and failed implied consent. The odd thing is what's a charge for illegal gun possession? Like, were the numbers scraped off of it? Is he in a state? I mean, it was in Tennessee. I mean, what could have been illegal about it? I don't know Tennessee law, so we'll pay attention to that tidbit. Looks like Miami is going to be relying heavily on their run game this week, which they should because the Colts' run defense is terrible. Their pass defense ain't much better. So if we are to make ourselves better and execute better, we should be able to put up some points. I'm throwing out all of the nonsense. Like Mostert said, it's like a reset. The bye week, we won going into the bye week. Let's start this season over right here, right now, and get a win against the Colts. Let's go 1-0. And this guy will be happy. And if we don't go 1-0, you know what it's going to be? It's going to be this. But we don't want it to be that. So everybody have a great Friday. Maybe I'll do something in the morning, talk some college ball or something. I don't know. The Hurricanes trying to go 7-0 tomorrow, facing Louisville, who carries the air of a ranked team, even though they fell out. But we can't take them lightly. We need to get a big win against a quality ACC team like Louisville, team that's given us problems in the past, and get some respect on the Hurricanes up in here. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Maybe talk to you tonight. If Shake's doing the drive time, we'll have an open panel going this evening. If not, I'll run it. I think maybe he is off tonight, so I might have to do something. Throw the link down, let y'all come up and argue with each other. Got plenty to argue about, I guess, but either case, y'all have a great Friday afternoon, Friday evening. Stay warm, stay dry, and fins up.